Hello and welcome to another episode of Raw Chatter, the podcast where we talk about everything unfiltered, raw, real, reinvention, addiction, and all things that you kind of keep behind closed doors until now. I am here with an amazing guest. Jennifer Reefe is an intuitive soul connector. Now, we actually met via social media, didn't we, Jennifer? And I love what she does, but I am going to let her explain to you just exactly what an intuitive soul connector is and what she can do to help you. Jennifer, over to you.
Thank you, Vicky, for inviting me. And we have been friends for quite some time, which is lovely. And we have very similar, we're aligned similarly, aren't we?
Very much so.
Very much
Yes.
so. So what's an intuitive soul connector? Well, I suppose it's really something that enables people to transform, but really into coming back to themselves. It's not even a transformation. It's an acknowledgement that actually we're not happy with who we are and we don't know how to be something else. And I'm saying you already have that inside of you. We're all intuitive. We just literally need to tap into that and know that we have everything already there. And it's really guiding people into getting past all the things that are bothering them and blaming other people and dramas and I can't do this and that doesn't work, all the negativity and saying, let's get back to basics, really. And
I love that explanation because I think so many people can recognize that they don't really know who they are because they've been so many different kind of versions of themselves over the years. And by the time they get to sort of midlife, I'm not a fan of that term, but you kind of know what I mean. And we kind of question, well, actually, who am I? And who do I want to be? And that's what you really help people to discover. Because as you said, that it's always been there. We just kind of got lost in it.
Well, I think so much has gone on. If you think about it, when we're younger, we are trained by our parents, our peers, our teachers. We believe every single thing people say to us because we're trusting, we're open, and we don't know any different.
Absolutely.
So it's only natural that we're going to take on our parents or teachers' voices.
Yeah. And their biases and their opinions and their belief systems.
Everything. So is any wonder any of us are sane? And the thing is, a lot of it kept us safe and we needed to know that, don't cross the road. Don't, you need to look, wait for the red light. There's very important issues, but we need to unravel those because the ones that says, you're not, oh God, you look really fat in that dress, or you're too thin, you're too fat, you talk too much, whatever it is, and the negative, we pick that up as well. Yeah. And when we become teenagers, we're very confused again.
Absolutely.
So I think it's no wonder we're all like this. And some people they leave the earth and they never find that out. I'm very curious. I've always been curious about why I feel like that. That doesn't feel right. But I didn't know I didn't have a clue about what it was, but I knew something wasn't right.
I think so many people will be nodding away when they hear that because you couldn't put your finger on it and you don't know. And therefore, what do we do with something that we don't necessarily know? We kind of ignore it. We dismiss it. We kind of don't even know where or how to turn into it and explore it. And so how did you discover tapping and what is tapping and what was your journey of discovery?
Well, mine was really curiosity because I was adopted when I was 6 weeks old. So that coloured my perspective, even though I had the most wonderful parents, no doubt about it, adored me, loved me, an only child, spoilt rotten. Luckily, I didn't let that go to my head. I was quite stable, but there was something not right.
Right.
And I didn't know what it was. So I guess that started my curiosity. But then I got married, had kids, had no time for myself. just working. I mean, that you don't even think of going into anything like this when you're running a home. You've got children, you've got my mother was around, and I was kind of looking out for her, not looking after her, but looking out for her. And then there was other conflicts going on. So that was not the time for me to even sit down and give myself time to do that. So after that, my kids grew up, and then I started looking into counselling. I became a counsellor. There wasn't any coaches at that time. They were counsellors.
Yes, I remember that.
I qualified as a counsellor, and I thought, oh my goodness, I have to go into therapy because I've got to find out about myself, because I can't help anyone else unless I do. That really was my breakthrough moment.
Right. And this is where it's such an important message to get across, because to be in the field where you are helping others, you have to know yourself and you have to understand who you are as a human. And as you say, that was the only opportunity that you got when you kind of done all of the expected roles, if you like, of mom and partner and looking after your own mom as well, to be able to step back and just go, what do I want to do? What do I want to have a go at? And then to discover therapy, which in and of itself is so powerful. So tell us then, what did you discover through going through therapy?
Well, I discovered I had lots of issues that I hadn't addressed that were painful.
Right.
So I started to look at those, and the pain sets you free. I mean, this is the point. It might be daunting. It might be, I don't want to go there. Lots of people, I don't want to go there. If you don't go there, you're always going to have that pain. If you go there, it's really about allowing the circumstances of the time, whatever it was, to just say, that happened. It wasn't right.
Yes.
I'm now going to forgive. Now, the other big thing I work on is forgiveness. And people don't want to forgive other people because they say, well, I'm never going to forgive you. They can even be dead and they're not forgiving them. I mean, it's that bad.
Right.
If you don't forgive other people for what you assume was a wrongdoing, which may well have been, you can't forgive yourself. If you can't forgive yourself, you can't move on. So I say to people, if you can't forgive those people, then you are taking poison along with them. You're poisoning them and you're taking it yourself. You have to let that go. So it's a lot of letting go. It's a lot of acceptance of not necessarily you, of what happened to you.
Yes, and I think that's such an important thing. It's not you. You're not losing yourself or your values or your morals or any of that stuff.
No.
But what you are doing is losing the stuff that is stopping you from stepping into the person that you truly are.
It's the fear. So we're all frightened of what we're going to find. We won't find anything we don't know.
I was going to say, that's such a lovely way of putting it, because you're right. And this is where I think, I've got the rooms of AA to thank for this, because that very first step is about allowing yourself to be honest with yourself. And you know if you've got an issue. You might not want to admit it to yourself, because then you can keep fooling yourself, but you damn well do know it.
You know it. And the thing is, that sets you free. The awareness of what you would like to let go of sets you free, however painful you might think it is. You do not have to relive it. So when I did the counseling course, and I did Reiki, then I did hypnotherapy, and then I found tapping. Now, I like simple things.
Yeah.
I like good, simple things. They have to work and they have to be simple. So tapping is just tapping around the top half of the body whilst you're expressing all the things that are bothering you.
Yes. So, and I love that simple explanation, because so many people, I think, go to some modalities and think that they're super complicated and there's got to be a whole rigmarole around it. And as you said, you're drawn to stuff where either kind of it works and you feel a benefit, or it doesn't, in which case move on, let's try something else. And that's where things like Reiki are so powerful, because either you're going to connect with it or you're not, and it's okay. And it's the same with tapping, isn't it? It's one of those things, but both of those modalities actually are very similar, aren't they?
Well, yes, it's all about energy. Look, we are all energy, whether you believe that or not.
Well,
And
it's
if we're
not about
energy,
belief, it's a science fact.
well, I know, but a lot of people don't believe that. So that's okay. The thing is, we are energy. Now we're moving energy. That's what tapping does. Tapping is calling it out. Once it's out, it doesn't go back. It's out. You've got to get it out. And then you think, wow, that's not as bad as I thought it was. So the tapping around the acupressure points, which is 4,000 years old, so it definitely works, is expressing yourself with somebody like myself or following one of my videos on YouTube, just to get the hang of it. If you like it, you've got these fingers, you just use it yourself.
Yeah.
I want people to go away with something they can do with no reliance on me after we've spent time together. I want them to say, you can do that.
Yeah. And this is the thing. It's so easy. As you say, you just need your hands. You don't need anything else. And the script in and of itself is something that you can help them with. But even then, it can be very simple, especially when you're starting out, can't it?
It could be. I mean, I've taught my 5-year-old grandson, my 8-year-old granddaughter, who's now 10. I've shown them what to do. Now, I just wanted them to know, because it's another tool they might be able to use, because there's a lot of stuff at school that they can't deal with. I know I couldn't, bullying or upsets or whatever. And if you could just, I mean, really, what I would do is say to somebody, just do that for a few minutes. Your blood pressure goes down, your heart rate goes down, and you are changing your mind without saying anything.
Absolutely. And that's the important bit, because don't let the fact that you've got to say specific words stop you from actually doing the modality. And I think this is the beauty of it. So do you want to just run through, if people don't have a clue what tapping is, it is literally, it's called emotional freedom technique, the technical kind of term, isn't it? But we refer to it as tapping because that is what you do. You tap yourself with your hands, with your fingers. And there is a sequence that we kind of tend to utilize that's not absolutely universal. I've seen it been done in a different order, but I think it's just easy to remember the sequence. So I actually used to use this, believe it or not. I used to teach students to become personal trainers. For a short period of time, I was in secondary education. It feels like a whole other world. But before they sat the exams, they would be very, very anxious. And so I got them to do just the tapping, no script, no nothing, and just notice their level of anxiety before they started to go with the round, and then after they did just one round. And we ended up just doing 3 rounds. And I'll never forget, one of the students came up to me and she said, I have sat so many exams in my life and walked out and not finished them. And that is the first exam ever that I have completed. And I felt the same at the start as I did at the end. And she did nothing else different. And this is why, you know, when you hear something like that, you know it works. And she didn't know why it worked. It just did.
You don't need to know why. Don't need to know why. Please don't even enter into that. If you want the science, I could send you lots of stuff about the science. You could read books, but the fact is, I always say to people, why don't you do it?
Yes. So shall we do it? Because
I'm going to do it. Yeah. So
the important thing is, for anxiety and just for feeling like out of sorts, it's a good way to get you back into yourself, isn't it? So do you normally get people to kind of just notice their level of anxiety and give it a scale before they begin?
Because I want people to realize that that's how they're going to see it's working, because you won't know till you feel like that again. You know, you won't know it's gone. That's the thing. So I would say from a scale to 0 to 10. So 0 is I'm fine. 10 is I am really anxious. So anything in between, just so that at the end I'd say, so how do you feel now? On a scale of 0 to 10, I feel 3. Well, that means it's gone down. Or if it goes up, just keep tapping. It will go down.
Well, it will. And this is why 3 rounds tends to be, 3 is we won't go into why 3 works, but 3 just does. So I think for people who are watching on YouTube, join in with us. If you are listening on Apple or on Spotify, hop over onto YouTube and you can actually watch it and do it along with us, because I'm not going to be talking and describing what we're doing as we're doing it. So take it away, Jennifer. Let's do it.
So I'm going to do something on anxiety, because we all have that. And so on the side of the hand is a pressure point. and we're going to tap there 3 times and say how we feel so that we can allow it to come out, and the rest will be apparent. So you can either say it with me or in your mind. So even though I'm feeling anxious at the moment, there's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot going on.
There's a lot going on.
There's always a lot going on.
There's always a lot going on.
But I love myself anyway.
But I love myself anyway.
So even though I get really anxious over things that really aren't important.
Over things that really aren't important.
And it would be lovely if I could just let that go.
And it would be lovely if I could just let that go.
Because I deserve it.
Because I deserve it.
So one more time. So even though I'm anxious about that job, I'm anxious about my family,
I'm anxious
about anything, I would love to feel calmer.
I would love to feel calmer.
And this is going to help.
And this is going to help.
As crazy as it looks.
As crazy as it looks.
Okay, so we're going to go from the eyebrow, and it doesn't matter how many fingers you use, all this anxiety. Side of the eye. It really stops me in my tracks. Under the eye. I can't think straight. Under the nose. I get in such a mess. Chin. I really don't know what I'm doing. Collarbone. This happens to me every time I feel anxious. And then just under the arm. And I don't know how to deal with it. Top of the head. It would be wonderful if I had something to help me. That wasn't drug induced. So back to the eyebrow. I know I'm okay most of the time. Side of the eye. I've got so many things to help myself. Under the eye. But when it's an emotional thing. Under the nose. I seem to lose it. Chin. And I've got myself into a habit. Collarbone. Wouldn't it be wonderful if I had something simple like tapping? That could slow my heart rate down. Lower my blood pressure. And stop this thing going round and round in my head. Which happens all the time I'm anxious. Under the arm. I'm going to give this a try. Yeah. I've got nothing to lose. And everything to gain. I deserve to be able to manage my anxiety. With love. With respect. So that I honour myself. And it's about time I did it. Okay, so stop tapping and take a deep breath in. I didn't ask you what your number was at the beginning, so you can't really tell me what your number is now. But just try and remember what you might have felt like at the beginning. Yeah, so I can tell you very clearly, I was a 5, and I can definitely say I'm a 1. And that's all you need to know. You don't need to know how it works unless you are scientifically minded. That's fine. You can find that out. But the actual doing it is the only way I know how to give somebody an experience so they can say, wow.
And the beauty of it, as you say, is we didn't time that, but I'm sure somebody will tell me how long it was. But it's minutes. It's not that you need to take away like 20 minutes and go into a darkened room and light a candle,
No,
all that kind of stuff. You
nothing.
can do it anywhere. And I think the beauty of that is you could even go into a toilet cubicle or sit in your car before an event. You don't need any equipment, and you don't have to be in a special environment, do you?
Well, I've done it I've been to a show and just done that, or just done that. I've been to a wedding and tapped. I don't care where I am. I would just, no one's noticed. Nobody's ever looking at anyone. We all think they're all looking at us, but they're not. And the thing is, you can under the table, you can do that tapping, and within seconds, your mind, I mean, I didn't talk about the rewiring. It's like your sat nav. When you put your destination in and the road is closed, it takes you another way. That's what happens in your mind. And you don't have to know that, but it's rewiring, which means it's not going to be there any longer.
Which is fantastic. And as you said, this is why, as a tool, it's so important, because you don't have to revisit the stuff that you don't want to. As long as you know what the feeling is, you don't have to go back and relive any traumatic event, do you?
You don't relive anything.
Yeah.
You just say how you feel. Now, that's not reliving it. Somebody wants to take you back. I do hypnosis and regression. So, you can do that. But why? You already know it. It's playing in your index in your head. It's playing there in your library. You know the event. You know exactly what happened. You do not need to go back and feel the way you felt at that time. Definitely not.
This is such a cool thing about it. And so you discovered this, and this is the thing that you combine it then with the hypnotherapy, and you can utilize the Reiki as well, because they all complement one another, don't they? And it's not one's better than the other. They just all are different modalities that can help in slightly different ways. So tell people what they can expect if they, for example, are interested in joining, because you have a tribe, don't you? You have a tapping tribe. So tell people about the tapping tribe and what's that all about.
So I decided to give people an opportunity every week to have a power hour reset, because we go through the week and we don't stop to think about ourselves. So in the middle of the week on a Wednesday, 2:00 till 3, I'm live on Zoom, and I offer tapping we have a topic, we talk about things, we tap, and then I do a hypnosis at the end, just to cement that in, so that it's very gentle. And we have some wonderful people joining us. I'm offering a free session to anyone who's interested. And then there's a membership, and it's the price of 2 coffees a week. Now, I spend quite a lot of money on coffees when I go out, or teas. And really, it's 2 coffees. So it's affordable, and it's a group. And you can, when you share in a group, I mean, without worrying about that, you're sharing with people who feel the same as you. You gain so much, because somebody would say something and you think, oh my goodness,
I'm not the only one.
I'm not. I think the thing is, we think we're the only ones, and we're all the same. We're all similar.
Yes, we are. There are so many emotions that we feel, and sometimes we can't necessarily express them because we don't have the words, but then somebody else will explain something and just go, oh my God, yes, I know, that's it. That is exactly it. And the power of a group is not to be underestimated when it comes to wanting to feel connected and a part of, but also you're all on this same kind of journey of curiosity, of discovery, but also, as you said, of freeing yourself from the stuff that you've been holding on to, not necessarily even knowing that you have.
I love that, freeing. I mean, that's what we're doing. We set ourselves free. I thought at one point I was in a jail, like all locked doors, and my heart, I actually saw it. It's like one of these fortresses, and I'm inside, locked away, and I can't even get out.
I think that's a lovely way of, because you can visualize that. And I'm sure so many people listening will recognize themselves within that. And, it reminds me of a meme where I think the guy's walking away and the person is kind of holding on to the bars, and he's just like, well, why don't you just open the door? It was never locked. You know, it's we're in this prison that we create with our minds, and then it gets cemented because we hold on to this stuff with our body and in our cells. And when you go through something like Reiki and tapping and hypnosis, and you combine these things together, it just allows you to let go of the stuff that, you know, as I said, you perhaps didn't even know you were holding on to, but you can leave your group sensation, your experience on a weekly basis and go in feeling one way and come out feeling completely different, I'm sure.
I mean, I tap every day. I'm not suggesting everybody does that, but it helps me. If it helps me, I'll do it. I do Qigong. I do anything just briefly that's going to help me feel better. So if you want to feel better, that this is one way. Try it out for free. And if you like it, join. If not, you've learned something new.
I was going to say, it's an experience that, you know, and actually the beauty of this is, even if you don't think it's helped you in any way, as far as your body's concerned, it has. And that's the thing you mentioned very clearly there. Your blood pressure will drop. It will allow your whole system to go down into that parasympathetic part of the central nervous system instead of staying up there in the sympathetic. And that is happening whether you think it's happening or not. It is. And that's the beauty of it.
I mean, you are going to be healthier. You are going to be happier. So if you don't, you know, I say to people, if you don't want to be happy and healthy, I can't help you. But if you really are looking to free yourself from this prison that I would call I was in, and I mean, I feel completely different now to the way I felt when I knew I wasn't right. I kind of knew something was wrong, but never knew what. And therefore, if you're looking to explore and feel better, then give it a try. I mean, obviously try whatever else you like too, because everything will work, different things for different people. If you love this, as I do, it's helpful.
Yeah. And people, if you're wondering how you can find out about it, you just go to Jennifer's website, and you've got all the information on there. We put all of the links, folks, in the show notes, so you don't have to go searching on anything. But you've got a free audio as well. Yes. So even if people can't actually watch, you can be talked through the tapping process, and that is available for free. And again, we'll put that link in the show notes, because I think it's one of these things where, as you've said, try it, because you just don't know what it could do for you. So I'm sure people are wondering, what are the kind of topics that come up in the group, and how do I know if it's for me?
Okay, so we have the critique inside of us telling us exactly what we want to do. We have the person that's the pretending to be somebody else. We have that one. We have the fear, lots of fear about age, about change,
right?
Any sort of change. I mean, I dealt for 10 years with people losing their jobs, redundancy. So it could be loss. It's absolutely everything in our physical sense. You know, what's going on around us. It could be a parent. It could be an illness. It could be anything. I mean, I've dealt with lots of people with physical ailments, and this has helped them. They just can't believe it. And every time I do it and someone tells me something, not because it's me, it's the tapping, I'm blown away by the actual physical things that change because they've addressed the problem.
Right. And that's such a powerful thing for people to hear. When you try and dismiss it, when you try to resist it and push it away, it's just going to persist, and it's going to get bigger, and it's going to get louder. And this is where this modality is so accessible and so simple. And if you're doing it in a group where you know that you can bring whatever you feel you want to bring, and it's not going to be judged, and you're in a place where everybody else is also going to benefit, I think it's a no-brainer, isn't it?
Well, I think the fact that you come and you share, I just think, as you said, the group works in so many ways you don't realize. You just think, oh, it's another group. It isn't. It's really not, we're not selling ourselves, we're looking after ourselves, we're growing, we're learning together, and we see other people in the same situation. You think, oh, I thought I was the only one. So
Absolutely.
you're not alone. I think my strapline is you're not alone.
And I think in today's world, and especially now with more and more people conversing with AI like it is a person and not going out and socializing in the same way, it's so important to have somewhere where you are connecting with real people and you're connecting about something that is as real as being a human.
Well,
we are unique, but we're also very similar, aren't we?
we're very similar. We're all different and we're very similar. So we understand each other. When something comes up, we go, oh my goodness, I didn't realize I'm not the only one. But it's so interesting you say about the not socializing. You know, I try and go out as often as possible because I like people. I love people and I miss them. And this is wonderful technology. But wouldn't it be lovely if we could meet together? Yeah. So I think there's a real need for more help for ourselves. You know, the more we can help ourselves without, you know, the doctors are wonderful. They saved my life. I have no worries about using doctors. But when it's to do with masking a symptom like a depression or like a pain, I think there should be another alternative. So this is an alternative to taking something with so many side effects. The only side effect is you're going to be happy. Now, I'll leave that one up to you.
Is that a side effect that we can handle? Yeah.
If you want to be happy, if you want to be happy, please try it because you will feel joyous. You will feel joy in the simple things in life, not big things, very simple.
But life is about all of the simple things. It's about connecting. It's about feeling that you belong. It's about feeling safe, isn't it? And those are the key things. So for people listening, what is the one thing that you would like them to take from this episode?
I would like them to try it. I really would. Just if you hate it, that's great. Okay, you don't want to do it again, try it, see it, just a couple of minutes. Or just even that, just try it next time you feel anxious. Or like I do before I feel anxious, do it in the morning. Don't go through the day. Do it in the morning. Just try it for a few moments and let me know. I mean, I'm, you know, I would love to hear from you.
Fantastic.
Let me know. That'd be great.
What a beautiful, simple message. Just try it. Get curious and give it a go because, as Jennifer said, you've got absolutely nothing to lose and happiness to gain. And on that note, folks, just a reminder, grab the free audio from the link that's in the show notes and in the description on YouTube. Give us a like and a subscribe if you haven't done already. And if you think that somebody is going to find this episode really useful, then pass the link on for them because the more you can share what is helpful for you, the more we are helping one another. And I'm going to leave you with this, as I always do. We only have one life, as far as we know, and one body. So please look after it because it is looking after you. Until next episode, take care of yourselves. Thank you, Jennifer. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Vicky.